Hello my friends, my name is Neuron and today I have something interesting for you guys. As I was watching the first season's opening episode, I felt something was wrong, and when I looked again, I have noticed this. Not the elements themselves of course, though they are rather irritating, but no. What I have noticed was this green element here.
Wow, Neuron, you're such a genius. You know how to see colors.
Let me explain. Every brony on the planet knows that the elements of harmony consist of honesty, kindness, laughter, generosity, loyalty, and magic. Each of these has its own color to represent it: orange, pink, light blue, purple, red, and magenta, in that order. Looking back at the picture of the elements from the book, we can see that the colors are red, light blue, purple, magenta, yellow, and green. I also expected magic to be in the center, but the color in the middle is purple, the color of generosity. This immediately captured my interest and I started digging. The most common theory I found is that Fluttershy's pink element of kindness is represented here as green, Twilight's magic is purple, Rarity's generosity is magenta, and Applejack's honesty is yellow. I can understand why you'd think that pink has changed into green because it's the only color clearly missing, with orange and yellow being similar. Also, apparently Fluttershy's previous gen had some green in her cutie mark, but that is previous gens and does not affect this one. I can totally see Fluttershy being associated with the color green, but I cannot say the same about her element. While it would make sense for green to represent Fluttershy, it is because of her connection to the nature, not her kindness. Not only that, the book where we saw the picture was written before the main six ever met, and likely much before that. Therefore, the book cannot possibly refer to the element of kindness by associating it with its wielder, because Fluttershy was not its wielder yet. So, kindness is not green, or at least not because of Fluttershy. Twilight's and Rarity's color switch makes no sense as well, for the two colors are present and we have seen in the show that the colors are associated with the opposite side, so this seems very illogical to change those colors for no reason. The representation of honesty as yellow seems perfectly reasonable, as the colors orange and yellow are very similar, but we need to find proof. Another explanation that was suggested to me by a friend says that the green element is honesty and the yellow one is kindness. That way, the green gem turns to the apple leaf in Applejack's necklace. I couldn't find an immediate way to prove or disprove this theory, so I looked at the season 4's premiere and noticed something weird. If we follow a chronological order, we need to start looking at the moment where the sisters took the element from the Tree of Harmony. Immediately you can see that the blue, red and yellow gems are identical to the ones in the picture. The other two seems to be a bit different, though this could be excused as lighting issues. However, you can clearly see a pink gem that is the element of kindness, so here the green gem is missing. As the scene goes on, you can clearly see the change in color as the sisters take the element from the tree and become their wielders. The yellow gem turns orange, the purple and pink get rid of their weird shade, and one could say that the red and light blue got slightly darker. This disproves the theory that the yellow gem is kindness and the green gem is honesty. This also means that something in this scene made the elements change their colors, and I believe that that is most likely the sisters. Once the elements are wielded, a connection is made between the sisters and their element, and that connection is likely the thing that affected the elements. So far as being canonized by the show, what the connection is not clear, but it doesn't really matter. I am willing to go as far as saying that the color shift is directly made to fit the shade of the gem to its bearer's personality, therefore yellow getting a darker shade turning orange to fit Luna's darker personality. Chronologically, after that is the battle with Discord. In this battle, the elements looks the same as they did after they were taken from the tree. We can see the sisters holding each of her element with their normal colors as usual. In this scene, we also learn that Luna wields the elements of loyalty, honesty, and laughter, while Celestia wields the elements of kindness, generosity, and magic. After that, we got Nightmare Moon. As the laser fight between the sisters ends up with Celestia's defeat, Celestia decides to use the elements to fight her sister, so she takes them out of a mysterious hidden hole in the ground. Keep this detail in mind, I will refer to it later. Here, the elements looks the same as they did against Discord. As Twilight quietly observes, her mentor picks up all the elements and starts to throw them around. She activates them and flies up to face her sister once again, but here there is something else that bothers me. Celestia does not look harmonious at all at the moment, and this made me think, can the elements be activated by any pony, but their strength depend on the pony itself? This has some support in the Season's 2 opening episode, as the corrupted main six were able to activate their elements in their first fight against Discord, yet their element's power was weak to non-existing. Here, however, the elements are still strong, and as Celestia and Nightmare Moon battle on in a Harry Potter style, the elements win, and Nightmare Luna is banished to the moon. The biggest problem here, however, is not the method of activating the elements. It is that while the book describes the elements as being differently colored in this scene, the actual flashback suggests otherwise. This means one of two things. A. The flashback is wrong, or B. The book is wrong. I highly doubt that the flashback is wrong for multiple reasons, yet it is possible, though extremely unlikely. The more likely option is that the book was wrong about the elements. But why? A book requires a well-researched topic, and errors like that should have easily been caught. Well, my theory is that the battle with Nightmare Moon was extremely traumatic to both the elements and Celestia. Celestia was not harmonious when she used the elements, as she was filled with grief and agony. I would expect the elements to simply not work, but it's possible that since the elements were used as a last-minute solution, Celestia used the elements incorrectly because of the dire need. By using them incorrectly, she affected the elements drastically, or maybe even damaged them. I propose that when she used the elements while not in a harmonious state, the energy used to defeat Nightmare Moon was taken from Celestia's mind and body, in addition to the elements themselves, consuming a bit of both the elements and Celestia. This consumption, plus the emotional trauma caused by her sister's betrayal, could have caused Celestia to sink into depression. Keep in mind that we are told that Celestia suffered very much from having to banish her sister, yet just how much she suffered is not made clear. The toll the elements themselves suffered from the battle can be consumption of their power or actual damage. The element that was damaged the most was generosity, as I think out of Celestia's element it is the one she is least connected with. What I have described about the elements so far has nothing but the slightest proof in the show, but it does not conflict with it, making this part a pure headcanon. As much as I do not like using headcanons, look at the result of placing my headcanon in this scene. Let's look again at the elements seen in the final moment of the flashback and the elements in the book. Luna's elements were disconnected from her when she was imprisoned on the moon, so they went back to their original forms as they looked like before the sister removed them from the tree. Celestia's depression darkened her elements to match her current personality, causing pink to turn magenta, magenta to turn purple, leaving us with the conclusion that generosity turned green. So this explains the missing pink color and why the purple color was placed in the middle. But why would the purple element of generosity turn green? Well, let us break the fourth wall for a second. If I'm not mistaken, Lauren Faust said that the element of generosity was originally planned to be the element of inspiration. If only there would have been an episode where inspiration was directly linked to the color green. Yes, the trauma the element of generosity took from the fight caused it to go back to its primitive form of the element of inspiration. I do not have proof to back this up, apart from the fact that this is a marvelous coincidence and it fixes everything up. So now we have a situation where after the Battle of the Sisters, the elements looks the same as they did in the book. After the battle, some pony decided to research on the story of the Sisters and Nightmare Moon. His research led him to the elements in their post-battle forms. We can assume that the elements were kept a secret by the Sisters because of the fact that they were hidden in a secret room. Therefore, ponies didn't know about the elements, their history, or their appearance until they were discovered after the battle. So when the researcher found the elements, he assumed that the colors he had seen are the regular states of the gems. And so, his research and books that were based on his research were all flawed. The elements were so-called fixed, either by regenerating themselves over time, or by being wielded by the main six, making them sort of restart. Or at least, this is my theory. I consider this to be a reasonable explanation, though it's based on assumption regarding magic and elements and stuff. It's not as scientific as I want it to be, but it's the best option we got. Therefore, I give this theory 7 on my Canon scale. This about does it for this video. The green element in the opening can be the element of inspiration, a primitive version of the element of generosity. The change was probably caused by the Battle of the Two Sisters and its consequences. As always, if you find any mistakes or you simply want to add something to this video, I would be happy if you post a comment. If you have any ideas on other stuff I should research about, post that in the comments as well. I think I was able to fix this tiny 10 seconds animation error with the power of logic, so until the next video, I'm Neuron. Goodbye everyone. Hey guys, me again. I just wanted to say thank you to anyone who watched, liked or shared my first video. When I published it, I thought it would be a success if I get 20 views on the first few days and maybe get 100 in a couple of weeks. I hoped I'll get something like 5 subscribers if I'm lucky. 3 weeks have passed and I got almost 200 views after I got about 50 of them on the first day, and I already have 15 subscribers. So I want to thank all of you again for these amazing numbers that doubled and tripled my wildest expectations. Thank you for all your support and all your help, and I hope you will enjoy the content I'll continue making here. On that note, I'm Neuron, and thank you everyone.